Ladies and gentlemen, as we stand at the edge of a new year, it's natural to reflect on the life lessons we've learned and the growth that has come from our experiences. Every moment of our lives holds a potential for revelation, for profound understanding of who we are and the world around us. This is a time to be inspired and awakened to new possibilities, and to pause for a moment to recognize the power of these lessons. Life, in its raw and beautiful complexity, does not always present us with clear answers, but it does give us the opportunity to seek wisdom. We find it in the quiet spaces of our minds, in the vibrant conversations with others, and in the challenges that test our very limits. But perhaps the most striking place to encounter life's greatest teachings is in the unexpected, those moments that seem fleeting, yet stay with us forever. Life, in its essence, is a journey of self-discovery. From the moment we are born, we begin a process of understanding ourselves, the world around us, and our place within it. This journey isn't defined by a single moment of realization or a linear path to success. Rather, it is a constant, unfolding experience of learning, growth, and introspection. As we traverse through life, we encounter a vast array of experiences, some joyful, others painful, that help us shape our identity, challenge our beliefs, and evolve as individuals. At the core of self-discovery is the understanding that we are not static beings. We are constantly changing, influenced by our thoughts, feelings, actions, and the people we meet. Every choice we make and every experience we endure offers an opportunity to understand ourselves more deeply. In this sense, self-discovery is not a destination but an ongoing process, a journey that spans a lifetime. It invites us to embrace uncertainty, to question what we know, and to be open to new perspectives. One of the most profound aspects of this journey is the realization that we often grow the most during times of difficulty. Challenges, failures, and setbacks serve as mirrors, reflecting aspects of ourselves that we may have never fully acknowledged before. They reveal our weaknesses and limitations, but also our resilience and strength. In times of struggle, we are forced to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves, whether it's about our fears, insecurities, or desires. These moments of discomfort, though challenging, provide us with the raw material for growth. They compel us to dig deeper, to ask the difficult questions, and ultimately to expand our understanding of who we are. Self-discovery also involves a process of letting go of old narratives, limiting beliefs, and past experiences that no longer serve us. We often carry with us the weight of expectations, our own and those of others, shaping our identity in ways that aren't necessarily true to who we are at our core. The journey of self-discovery is about peeling away these layers, stripping away the societal labels and roles we have been assigned, and reconnecting with our authentic selves. This process can be uncomfortable, even painful, as it often involves challenging long-held beliefs and facing parts of ourselves that we may have been avoiding. But it is through this shedding of old identities that we make space for our true essence to emerge. Throughout this journey, it's important to recognize that self-discovery is deeply personal. While we may share common experiences with others, each of us walks our own path. Our unique histories, cultures, and perspectives shape the way we view the world and our place within it. This individuality means that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to self-discovery. What works for one person may not work for another, and that's perfectly okay. The beauty of this journey is that it's flexible. It allows us to explore, experiment, and redefine ourselves without the pressure of fitting into a predefined mold. As we learn more about ourselves, we also come to understand our connections to the world around us. Self-discovery is not a solitary pursuit. It is shaped by our relationships, our environment, and the experiences we share with others. Our interactions with people, cultures, and nature deepen our understanding of who we are and what truly matters to us. The people we encounter on our journey can be powerful mirrors, reflecting back to us parts of ourselves that we might not have seen. Through empathy, understanding, and shared experiences, we come to realize that we are not isolated in our quest for meaning. Rather, we are part of a larger, interconnected whole. Ultimately, life as a journey of self-discovery is about accepting the fluidity of our identity. We are not fixed entities. We are ever-evolving, ever-changing beings. This realization frees us from the constraints of perfection or the need to live up to external standards. Instead of seeking validation or external approval, we come to recognize that our worth is inherent, not dependent on what we achieve or how others perceive us. It is in the process of self-discovery that we learn to honor ourselves, to trust our inner wisdom, and to move forward with courage, curiosity, and an open heart. In embracing the journey of self-discovery, we accept that we are not defined by one moment or one identity, but by the continuous unfolding of who we are in all our complexity and beauty. This is the essence of living fully, of understanding that the journey, with all its twists and turns, is just as important as the destination. Adversity, often seen as an unwelcome force in our lives, holds a hidden and profound power. It is one of the most powerful teachers we can encounter on our journey through life. While it may not feel like it in the moment, adversity offers us valuable lessons that we might never learn otherwise. Challenges, hardships, and difficulties are not just obstacles to overcome, they are invitations to grow, adapt, and transform. When life is smooth and predictable, it is easy to slip into a comfortable routine, coasting through each day without much reflection or growth. But when adversity strikes, it forces us to confront the reality of our situation, pushing us out of our comfort zone and into a space where we are required to adapt. It challenges us to stretch beyond what we thought were our limits, and in doing so, it reveals the depths of our resilience and strength. One of the first lessons adversity teaches is the importance of perspective. In the face of hardship, it can be easy to focus on the negative aspects, what we've lost, what we can't control, or the injustices we've endured. But adversity invites us to reframe our thinking, to view our struggles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. It teaches us to shift our perspective, to see the potential for learning in every challenge. This shift in mindset can transform our entire experience, helping us to find meaning in pain and purpose in hardship. Adversity also teaches us about our own inner strength. When we face difficulties, we are often forced to dig deep within ourselves to find the courage to keep going. It is in these moments of struggle that we discover qualities about ourselves that we might not have known existed, qualities like patience, perseverance, and resilience. We learn that we are capable of withstanding much more than we ever imagined. Adversity shows us that we can endure hardship, face fear, and emerge stronger on the other side. It builds our inner fortitude, making us more resilient to future challenges. Moreover, adversity fosters a sense of humility. It humbles us, reminding us that we are not invincible and that life can change in an instant. This recognition is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. It teaches us that we are part of something much larger than ourselves, and that our struggles, no matter how difficult, are a part of the human experience. Through adversity, we are reminded that we are all interconnected, and that everyone at some point in their lives faces their own trials. This humility can deepen our empathy for others, fostering a greater sense of compassion and understanding. Another crucial lesson adversity teaches is the importance of adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and no one is immune to challenges. The ability to adapt to changing circumstances, to find creative solutions in the face of difficulty, and to remain flexible in our thinking is essential for navigating adversity. Adversity shows us that we are not defined by our circumstances, but by how we respond to them. It encourages us to develop resilience not through rigid resistance, but through a willingness to bend, to change, and to evolve in response to the challenges we face. Adversity also teaches us about the power of perseverance. In many cases, the road to overcoming a challenge is not quick or easy. It requires persistence, patience, and a refusal to give up, even when the end seems distant or unclear. This lesson in perseverance teaches us the value of effort and determination, and how small, consistent steps forward can eventually lead to monumental progress. The journey through adversity is often long and hard, but it is the persistence that keeps us moving forward, even when the finish line seems out of sight. Finally, adversity teaches us about the importance of gratitude. When we emerge from a difficult experience, we often gain a new appreciation for the simpler, more positive aspects of life. The struggle itself helps us to recognize the value of things we may have previously taken for granted. This newfound gratitude can transform our perspective on life, helping us to cherish the moments of peace, joy, and comfort that we may have once overlooked. In conclusion, adversity is not just something to endure, but something to learn from. It teaches us lessons that shape us into wiser, more resilient individuals. While it may bring pain and discomfort, it also brings clarity, growth, and strength. Through adversity, we become more aware of our own potential, more connected to the world around us, and more capable of facing whatever challenges lie ahead. It is through the struggle that we grow, and in that growth we find the true power to overcome anything life throws our way. Impermanence is one of the most profound truths of life, yet it is also one of the most difficult to accept. We live in a world that constantly changes, where nothing remains the same. From the changing seasons to the fleeting nature of our emotions, everything in life is in a state of flux. In many ways, impermanence is what makes life beautiful and meaningful, for it teaches us to cherish the present moment and to embrace the ever-changing nature of existence. At its core, impermanence reminds us that everything we experience is temporary. The joy we feel today may give way to sadness tomorrow, and the struggles we face in one chapter of life may fade into moments of peace later on. The relationships we hold dear, the accomplishments we work tirelessly for, and the material things we accumulate, all of these are subject to change. When we recognize this truth, it becomes easier to release attachments to the things we think will last forever. We begin to understand that nothing is permanent, and that's what makes it so precious. Embracing impermanence invites us to live more fully in the present. When we acknowledge that the present moment is all we truly have, we learn to appreciate it more deeply. Rather than focusing on the past or obsessing over the future, we begin to savor the fleeting experiences of the here and now. We become more aware of the small, often overlooked moments, the warm embrace of a loved one, the feeling of the sun on our skin, the beauty of nature in all its forms. These moments, though brief, carry a depth and richness that is only possible because of their impermanence. If life were static and unchanging, these moments would lose their significance. It is their fleeting nature that makes them meaningful. When we embrace impermanence, we also learn the value of letting go. We often become attached to people, possessions, and experiences, believing that they are essential to our happiness. Yet, as time passes, we come to realize that holding on to these things can create suffering. The more we cling to the past or resist change, the more we create anxiety and dissatisfaction within ourselves. Impermanence teaches us to release our grip on the things we cannot control, to accept that everything in life is in constant motion, and to trust that change is a natural and inevitable part of our journey. Letting go, however, does not mean abandoning our values, relationships, or passions. It means learning to hold them lightly, understanding that they, too, will evolve over time. The people we love may change, and our goals may shift, but this is not a loss, it is an opportunity for growth. By embracing the impermanent nature of life, we open ourselves up to new experiences, new connections, and new possibilities. We are free to adapt, to reinvent ourselves, and to embrace the unknown. One of the most powerful aspects of impermanence is its ability to inspire gratitude. When we truly grasp that everything is transient, we begin to value what we have while we have it. The people we share our lives with, the moments of joy and connection, and even the struggles we face, they are all temporary, and that makes them all the more precious. Instead of taking life for granted, we learn to appreciate the beauty in the fleeting. Every day becomes a gift, every experience an opportunity to grow and learn. Impermanence also teaches us resilience. When we experience loss, whether it be the end of a relationship, the death of a loved one, or the closing of a chapter in our lives, it is natural to grieve. However, through the lens of impermanence, we realize that loss is a natural part of the cycle of life. Just as the seasons change and the tides ebb and flow, so too do the circumstances of our lives. With this understanding, we become better equipped to face adversity with grace and acceptance, knowing that nothing lasts forever, and that change, even in its most painful forms, will eventually lead to renewal. Ultimately, embracing impermanence allows us to live with more peace and acceptance. It frees us from the fear of change and the anxiety of loss. We begin to see the beauty in the ever-changing nature of life, understanding that the fleeting moments of joy and sorrow are all part of a greater ongoing process. Life is not something to be controlled or fixed in time, it is something to be experienced fully, in all its impermanent glory. By accepting impermanence, we cultivate a deeper appreciation for life itself. We learn to live with intention, to savor each moment, and to approach change with open arms. The knowledge that nothing is permanent encourages us to live authentically, to embrace the present, and to find peace in the natural rhythm of life. It is through impermanence that we discover the true essence of living fully. Living authentically is a powerful and transformative approach to life. It means embracing who we truly are, without pretending to be someone we are not or living according to the expectations of others. In a world where external pressures and societal norms constantly try to shape us, living authentically requires a deep commitment to self-awareness, honesty, and courage. It involves shedding the layers of false identities we've constructed over time and allowing our true selves to emerge. At its core, living authentically is about aligning our thoughts, actions, and values with our inner truth. It means being genuine in how we express ourselves, both to others and to ourselves. For many of us, the desire to please others or fit in can overshadow our true desires and passions. We often seek external validation or conform to societal expectations, thinking that this will bring us happiness or fulfillment. However, this path is rarely fulfilling because it distances us from the truth of who we are. The pursuit of authenticity asks us to look within, to listen to our inner voice, and to make decisions based on what feels right for us, rather than on what others expect or demand. Living authentically requires self-awareness. To live authentically, we must first know ourselves. This means taking the time to explore our values, passions, and desires. It's about understanding our strengths and weaknesses, acknowledging our fears, and embracing our imperfections. Self-awareness is not just about identifying what we like or don't like, it's about understanding the deeper motivations and beliefs that drive our actions. By becoming more attuned to our inner world, we can make choices that reflect our true selves, rather than simply reacting to external circumstances or pressures. Honesty plays a crucial role in living authentically. It is easy to mask our true feelings, opinions, or desires in order to fit into a particular group or meet societal expectations. However, when we hide behind masks, we are not fully engaging with life or with others. Authenticity demands that we speak our truth, even when it is uncomfortable or unpopular. It means expressing our thoughts and emotions honestly, without fear of judgment or rejection. This level of honesty, both with ourselves and with others, fosters deeper connections and allows us to build relationships that are based on genuine understanding and trust. Courage is another key aspect of living authentically. The truth is that being authentic can be difficult, especially in a world that often rewards conformity. We may fear rejection or criticism, and we may worry that we won't be accepted if we fully express ourselves. But living authentically requires the courage to embrace vulnerability and to stand firm in our truth, even when it feels risky. It means making choices that may not always be popular but are true to who we are. This courage doesn't come easily, but it is through embracing our vulnerability and stepping outside our comfort zones that we discover our strength and resilience. Living authentically also means accepting ourselves as we are. It's about embracing our flaws, acknowledging our mistakes, and loving ourselves despite our imperfections. So often we are taught to strive for perfection, to become something we're not in order to meet the standards of others. But authenticity teaches us to be at peace with who we are in the present moment. It encourages us to accept ourselves, including the parts we might wish to change, because these parts are integral to our unique identity. By embracing ourselves as we are, we allow the space for growth and transformation, while also honoring the person we are right now. Another important aspect of authenticity is the ability to live with intention. Living authentically doesn't mean acting impulsively or recklessly, but rather making deliberate choices that are aligned with our true values and aspirations. It means being mindful of our decisions and actions, and ensuring that they reflect who we are at our core. Living with intention allows us to live a life that is purposeful and meaningful, rather than simply going through the motions or following the path laid out for us by others. Living authentically also deepens our connection with others. When we are true to ourselves, we invite others to do the same. Authenticity creates a safe space for vulnerability, and it allows us to build relationships that are based on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. By being authentic, we attract people who appreciate us for who we truly are, not for the version of ourselves we think we should be. These authentic connections are often the most fulfilling and meaningful relationships we can have. In the end, living authentically is about freedom. It is about freeing ourselves from the limitations imposed by others and by ourselves. It is about breaking free from the need for external approval and learning to trust our inner guidance. Authentic living is not always easy, but it is deeply fulfilling. It allows us to experience life fully and unapologetically, to embrace who we are without shame, and to live in alignment with our highest values and aspirations. When we live authentically, we tap into a deeper sense of peace, purpose, and joy, for we are finally living as the truest version of ourselves. Finding wisdom in the ordinary is a concept that often goes unnoticed in our fast-paced, goal-oriented world. We are taught to seek success, achievement, and external recognition, but often overlook the profound wisdom that resides in the simple, everyday moments that make up the fabric of our lives. It is easy to overlook the value of the mundane when we are constantly striving for something bigger, something more significant. However, true wisdom lies not only in grand moments of revelation or success, but also in the small, seemingly insignificant details of daily life. One of the greatest sources of wisdom in the ordinary is the practice of mindfulness, the ability to be fully present in the moment. When we are truly present, we engage with life as it is without distraction or judgment. This mindfulness allows us to observe the world around us with clarity and appreciation. It helps us to recognize the value in simple experiences that we might otherwise take for granted. For example, when we are mindful while eating, we can truly savor the taste, texture, and aroma of our food rather than rushing through the meal. Similarly, when we are present during a conversation, we can listen deeply, understand the other person more fully, and offer our genuine attention. In both cases, the ordinary act of eating or speaking becomes an opportunity for wisdom and connection. Moreover, the ordinary moments of life often hold the greatest potential for self-reflection. We may not realize it, but the way we navigate our daily routines can reveal a great deal about our priorities, values, and habits. The way we respond to challenges in the workplace, how we treat others, or how we spend our free time all offer clues to our inner world. By paying attention to these everyday experiences, we can gain deeper insight into ourselves, uncover patterns in our behavior, and begin to understand what truly matters to us. This self-awareness is key to personal growth and wisdom. There is also a certain wisdom to be found in the simplicity of the ordinary. In a world that often emphasizes complexity, success, and achievement, there is something profoundly grounding about the simple acts of daily life. We don't need to seek out extraordinary experiences to gain wisdom. It is already present in the simplest of things. Whether it's tending to a garden, folding laundry, or sitting quietly in solitude, these everyday activities can teach us the value of patience, presence, and mindfulness. They remind us that wisdom does not have to be grand or complicated. It can be found in the most basic elements of life. Finally, finding wisdom in the ordinary invites us to cultivate gratitude. When we begin to appreciate the small, everyday moments, we are more likely to feel a sense of gratitude for all that we have. Instead of constantly seeking more, we learn to value what is already present in our lives. This shift in perspective leads to greater contentment and peace. We begin to realize that happiness does not lie in the future or in material achievements, but in our ability to appreciate the present moment as it is, with all its imperfections and simplicity. In the end, wisdom is not something that can only be found in rare or exceptional moments. It is woven into the fabric of our everyday lives, in the routine, in the simple and the ordinary. By slowing down, paying attention, and being present, we can uncover the deep truths and insights that lie just beneath the surface of our daily experiences. It is through finding wisdom in the ordinary that we come to understand the richness of life and the profound beauty that exists in the simplest moments. Often our default perspective is shaped by our past experiences, cultural conditioning, and personal biases. These influences form the framework through which we interpret events, which can sometimes limit our ability to see things clearly or objectively. We may view certain situations through a lens of fear, doubt, or negativity, leading us to assume the worst or feel overwhelmed. However, by consciously choosing to shift our perspective, we can begin to see things in a new light, often revealing possibilities and insights that we previously overlooked. One of the most powerful ways to shift perspective is to focus on the concept of reframing. Reframing involves changing the way we interpret an event or situation in order to view it more positively or constructively. For example, if we face a setback at work, we might initially see it as a failure. But with a shift in perspective, we can reframe it as a learning experience, an opportunity to grow, and a stepping stone towards success. This subtle change in how we perceive the situation can transform our emotional reaction and open up new avenues for problem solving and personal development. Similarly, perspective allows us to see challenges as opportunities. Life is full of difficulties, and it is easy to become discouraged when things don't go according to plan. However, by viewing challenges through a lens of growth and possibility, we can find meaning in adversity. Every challenge holds a lesson, whether it teaches us patience, resilience, or adaptability. When we embrace a perspective that sees challenges as part of our personal evolution, we become more equipped to handle life's inevitable ups and downs. The power of perspective allows us to move beyond mere survival and into a mindset of thriving, even in the face of adversity. Perspective also plays a crucial role in our relationships. How we view others and how we interpret their actions can significantly impact the quality of our connections. Misunderstandings often arise from differences in perspective, but by practicing empathy and actively seeking to understand the viewpoints of others, we can foster deeper, more meaningful relationships. When we approach others with an open mind and the willingness to listen, we not only enrich our interactions but also expand our own perspective. By seeing the world through the eyes of others, we can develop greater compassion, patience, and understanding, which are essential for creating harmonious relationships. In addition to its impact on our relationships, perspective can significantly influence our emotional state. How we interpret situations often determines how we feel about them. For example, two people may experience the same event, such as a difficult conversation or a stressful deadline, but their emotional responses may differ greatly depending on how they view the situation. One person may see it as a challenge to overcome, while the other may feel defeated or anxious. By consciously shifting our perspective, we can choose to respond to situations in a way that promotes emotional well-being and resilience, rather than letting our circumstances dictate our mood. The power of perspective is also evident in how we view ourselves. Our self-perception plays a central role in shaping our confidence, self-esteem, and overall mental health. If we see ourselves as inadequate or unworthy, our actions and decisions will often reflect that belief. However, by adjusting our perspective and recognizing our inherent worth and potential, we can shift the trajectory of our lives. Embracing a perspective that celebrates our strengths, acknowledges our flaws, and focuses on growth rather than perfection empowers us to take bold actions, pursue our dreams, and navigate life with a sense of purpose. Furthermore, perspective allows us to find peace in the midst of uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and the future is unknown. However, by changing our perspective on uncertainty, we can learn to embrace it as an inevitable and natural part of life. Instead of fearing the unknown, we can view it as a realm of infinite possibilities, where new opportunities and experiences await. This shift in perspective can reduce anxiety, foster a sense of adventure, and encourage us to approach life with curiosity and openness rather than fear and resistance. In the grander scope of life, perspective enables us to see the bigger picture. It reminds us that our current struggles are only a small part of our larger journey. When we zoom out and consider the vastness of the universe, the interconnectedness of all things, and the impermanence of our circumstances, we gain a sense of perspective that helps us put things into proper context. This broader view can bring us a sense of peace, reminding us that our challenges, no matter how significant they may seem in the moment, are temporary and part of a larger process of growth and evolution. Ultimately, the power of perspective lies in its ability to transform our reality. By consciously choosing how we interpret the world around us, we can reshape our experiences, enhance our relationships, and cultivate greater peace and happiness. Perspective empowers us to move beyond the limitations of our initial reactions, opening up new paths for growth, learning, and connection. By embracing the power of perspective, we not only change how we see the world, but also how the world sees us.